Well, good morning, Sean. Welcome.
Good morning, Joseph.
It's me. How you guys doing? Did you enjoy the little premiere there? Was that fun? Was that cool? Was that viral thing kind of an interesting? I think it's cool. What do you think?
Hopefully it goes viral.
This is why he's not allowed on the show. That was actually pretty good.
Thank you.
That was pretty good.
I should have said the German way to say that. Hopefully it goes viral.
Viral. Right.
I don't know.
I don't.
Viral.
Hey, how you guys doing? So good to see you guys here today. Thanks for tuning in for the Q&A after the main event. If you guys want to ask any questions about the product, we're going to talk about our impressions of it, what we thought of it using it yesterday, and let's do a quick little, actually, what goes into the box a little bit more closely than what you saw in the video. So I bought it on Indiegogo. Ooh, gosh, this was a whiskey-laden purchase about 9 months ago or so.
You were probably on Instagram looking through stuff and you
saw an ad.
Like,
I need that.
Yeah.
But it's actually really cool. I'm stoked that I got it. So I got, I don't know, the kit that comes with the travel case, which I will say it's a very nice feeling case. The cutouts inside are very nice.
It comes with a bumper sticker.
This sticker is, I mean, look at this kind of, what is this? Just little stickers. They're, I don't know, you think you could do better than that, but anyway. So there you go, there's our box. Let's just open this thing up and take a look at what's inside. So here's part of the way this whole thing comes packaged. It was very odd. For those of you who saw when it was still wrapped up in what do you call that, clear wrappy?
Shrink wrap.
That's the stuff, the shrink wrap. You had this case and then a little cardboard box next to it. And that little cardboard box had the charger, along with, fortunately, a bunch of international plug adapters. That's great. But there's not really a proper place for this inside of the kit. You can shove it in there, but it's kind of weird. And the way that it charges, the battery connection is kind of interesting here. Let me go close up here. I think that's in focus, close enough. It is very much an old RC car style adapter. I don't know where, there's focus, there we go. Like an RC car style thing that you plug into. You take the battery out of the Wiral and plug it into that.
Proprietary.
Which is odd. Yeah, you would have thought, why not a USB charger like every other product on the planet? But whatever. Anyway, so here, let's take a quick look in here. So this is how it comes in. You've got the Wiral itself. You've got the remote. This little cutout here is actually for the ball head, but once that's on, it can stay there. It also comes with, and I didn't realize this yesterday, it comes with a GoPro adapter, so that's nice. And so I could use that instead of my little homegrown one. And then these are the brakes that you saw in the video. And then on the top half, we've got the actual wire and the strap, and then the user guide in there. So it's all, like goes in there quite nice. But yeah, it's
charger.
And then the charger you shove in there somewhere else. So yeah, it's really easy to put together, like you saw in the video. It just opens up the little pin to catch it on, put it on there, turn it on, and away you go. So it has 3 modes: your normal mode, the high-speed mode that you saw when he went. Oh boy,
terrifying.
It's
Christ.
fast.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look at the specs on it because I keep saying a number, but I think I might be wrong. I want to make sure that was right.
I want to see how fast it goes with the GH5 on there, though. We didn't try that.
No, because I don't want to risk the life and limb of my GH5. The high-speed, where's it? Main unit. Here we go. Main remote control, high sport mode. Page 9 meters per second.
I don't know. That's math.
It's like 9 yards. Call it 30 feet. Call it 30 feet. Hey.
That's quick.
Hey Siri, what is 9 meters in feet?
9 meters is 29.53 feet.
Oh, that's pretty good. 30.
30 feet per second. It's fast. It's really, really fast. So that's kind of, and then it has a time-lapse mode, which I have not yet played. Oh, Burn 6 says 20 miles per hour. Oh. There's a, here, let's see if Siri can handle that. What did I say was 9 meters per? Hey Siri, what is 9 meters per second in miles per hour?
9 meters per second is 20.13 miles per hour.
Look at that. Burns is either smarter than me or has Siri. One of the two. Yeah, that thing hauled took us.
I know, you were right. I was going to try to keep up with it. I was going to like, hey, I'm going to run.
Yeah, good luck with that.
You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, not going to.
It'd be kind of fun to get it'd be a great shot actually, get a performance runner, a sprinter, what do you call like the Usain Bolt kind of, that kind of running, and have it set up where, so, I don't know, they start running and then the camera takes, I don't know, there's some kind of combination there that would be really, really awesome.
I thought it'd be cool if it could track you, but that's,
You always want more.
I want tracking.
More. God. Okay, there's questions actually, things coming up. Let's see what's going on here in the Q's and the A's. All right, we have Jake in the house. Good morning, S. Aldridge. Greetings. What is this? Well, S, did you watch the premiere video that was prior to this? I know.
Should we just wait 8 minutes? Everybody.
Go back and watch it again. Part of the okay, so just in case you're watching this and you have no idea, you missed the actual video about this, the Wiral Lite. I set it up as a premiere. And the problem is I didn't get to promote it in advance because I uploaded it last night and watched it this morning and I found a glitch, a one-frame glitch that was wholly unacceptable. So I had to re-render, re-upload, and that finished about 15 minutes before go time.
I think that was my fault.
Oh, cool, sweet, it was his fault. So, yeah, for once I can't actually blame Sean. But yeah, so there was not a whole lot of time for YouTube to promote it out. So ideally you watched the premiere, which was just my video playing, which is now public on YouTube, and then immediately came here afterwards. So if you haven't watched that, then when this is done, go back and watch that. Hello, Marco in Frankfurt, Andrew and S. Eldridge again, and now you know what you stumbled upon. Jake, any idea how long the battery will last? I don't. How many trips will it take with the GH5 on it? No idea. Also, can you set it to go back and forth on a loop? No. It has no programmable looping like that. It does have a time-lapse mode, they've called it. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I was reading the instructions, and apparently once you put it into time-lapse mode, you find the speed that you want it to go. And this is a rocker like this, right? You just kind of find the speed you want. And once you find it, you let go, and it keeps moving at that speed, but then you can pause and start and stop it with a play pause button. Yeah. Apparently that's how I haven't tried it yet. So I don't know how slow you can really make it work, but that's kind of cool. Let's see here. Burns also asked, no Siri, I asked Google. Yeah. Bertram, do you feel it's possible to get the cable tight enough to handle cam weight like the GH5 without too much bounce? So if you saw the video, you saw there's definitely bounce. Even with the GH5 with the stabilization, there was still a bit of bounce. We only broke this out and played with it yesterday, so we haven't worked really hard to figure out how to get it to stabilize.
Yeah, I noticed that when you start zipping down the line, zip line, that it starts to stay. You're still not there with me. It starts to stabilize itself. But that was more with the GoPro. With the bigger camera, it had a hard time.
Right.
Even when you're going back and forth trying to stabilize itself. So
yeah.
I noticed that the GoPro did pretty well, even when I was swinging just a tad before you.
Well, the GoPro's also got that insane gimbal built into it. Right. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But yeah, I think that part of it is just making sure that it is completely stable before you start moving it, and then make the move. Because if it's rocking, it'll continue.
Having a remote start and stop as well, I think.
For the camera
that's what you were doing too. You hit record and then try to stabilize it.
Right, yeah. So if you connect your camera to your phone or whatever and start the recording from there, that probably would help as well. It definitely needs some time to play with it and figure it out. Burnsticks says, you know, it would be awesome if the Wiral Cam could do corners. Yeah, well, shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Unfortunately, there's no way to bend the space-time continuum.
Right. But that's a good point, though. You were really yesterday focused on trying to get this in a place where we couldn't put a gimbal. I couldn't walk through, even with a Ronin or something. And I was actually walking backwards and I almost went into the creek because it was pretty rocky out there. So trying to figure out how do you they do that one thing through the car. I mean, how that?
Yeah, we got to figure that one out because that's really cool.
I want to try. I want to figure it out.
I know.
But yeah, trying to find a place that's interesting and I love that shot that you took up, all the way up in the hill.
Up the hill, right? Because there's no way you could do that, right? Because that hill shot, it's quite a climb. It's actually a cliff, I don't know, call it 8 feet or something up, but and it's all blackberry bushes. You couldn't go through there. And of course, it went right through the trees. Yeah. And the backwards we were talking about, going backwards to get the reveal, that's the really cool shot. Cool. Yeah, so much cooler than going forward where you see everything that's coming. Going backwards and suddenly went, whoa, we just went between these 2 trees. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. There was a shot that I really wanted to do yesterday, but we couldn't. We needed a ladder, but that was through the bridge.
Right.
So there's this bridge over a creek, and the bridge has handrails, and of course they're kind of open on there, and you could thread the wire through the handrails, so it could go right through the walkway of the bridge. That would be such a cool shot. Yeah. Which you could not do with a drone or with a gimbal. I mean, this is really the only way to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah, that's the thing. Trying to find where could you put this and not use a Ronin. And even on their website, I saw their video. They have a lot of stuff that you could totally easily do with a drone. So I'm less impressed with those shots when it's wide open, but more impressed with coming through.
Yeah, it's got to be a tight space or somewhere where drones aren't allowed. That's one of the things. Like one of their shots is in a concert. Indoors, right? Indoors. Over people where you shouldn't be flying a drone. Those kind of things are pretty good. Bertram says, would it be too crazy to attach a gimbal with the GH5 on it? That would be beyond the weight. So it's 1,500 grams seems to be the max weight. That's what all the guidelines in here say. And that would definitely be too heavy. The GH5 is about 750 grams with the battery. And then so that gives you another 750 for a lens. But that you're pushing it. Christopher says, hang an Osmo from it. Yeah, you could hang an Osmo. I mean, you know, we hang the GoPro from it. You can hang anything is under 1.5 kilos. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Need Bob Selps is great. Another piece of random gear to pack for the shoot. I know, right? Seriously, it's like
It packs
it's
up
so
nice and small, except for the charger. You gotta put that in your back pocket. I
it
guess.
is. Well, it is one of those. You're like, I'm thinking that I need now a like a Pelican case for all those random little. I'm just going to take everything, right? It's
Right.
going to be this and the drone and all the things that you, and the gimbal and the things that you don't always need, but you want to have. And if
Yeah.
you don't have it, you're going to need it. If you pack it, you won't use it.
Another thing to charge. That's what, you know, another thing.
There's that. There's that too. Let's see here. Burn says, does it have a built-in gyro to help with stabilization? No, there's no gyro in here. It is just gravity. And when you put more weight on it, you know, logically that does settle down a bit more quickly, but also I think part of it too with the GH5 was, especially with the S not so much, but with the 5, I had a lens that was quite heavy on the front.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you were able to shift the weight so it was more centered,
Yeah.
that might help.
I guess you could probably tack some weight, put a Velcro on this, and then maybe tack some more weight, or you know, on the backside.
I
or
don't want
whatever.
to add weight too. I just want to keep it balanced so it's
Right.
not front heavy, because
Right.
once a wobble gets going, but if it's more centered, that would probably
Right.
be better.
Here's something I don't like about it is it's got a yellow stripe here, and that tells you which way you're going.
Right.
Right. This has a yellow little.
Right, here, let's do a
indicator on it.
close-up one
But
here.
the little strip is on the bottom. It should be, in my opinion, on the wheels.
Right.
actually.
Let me zoom out of this a little bit. Okay, so here's the remote. You see it's got a white and a yellow arrow, so that's the direction that it's going to go. When you look at the top of the Wiral, there's a yellow stripe telling you which direction that is. But yeah, what he's saying is once this is mounted, you kind of have to look up and see it. I mean, you figure it out quickly. You just move it and it goes. But yes, if this was a yellow wheel, then that would be much more clear which direction.
Yeah, even the arm. Even
You
the
go.
arm is yellow.
The arm was yellow. I mean, I could get a little sticker and stick it on there
Yeah.
for sure.
Like a
For
rattle
sure. Mick says the case sticker fills me with confidence in their brand. I know, right? Isn't that funny? It's like this thing is—it's nice. It's solid. It feels well made. I mean, it works really well. It's very, very cool. But yeah, why have such a crappy sticker on? Just don't put the sticker on.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great to have a proper stamped brand, but just don't put anything on there.
They've been working on this for a few years. When did they start really incorporating the USB-C power charger, you know, cable? Like,
I don't
within
know.
the last, because 2016. I don't know. I think it's kind of silly to have to take the battery out and do that whole thing.
Yeah, so the battery, when it comes out here, let's do this. This comes out, pull this out, and so you have to charge it. You have to take the battery out, actually disconnect it from here, and now plug that into the
Burns
charger.
Tech showed up.
That does seem to be a very, very odd thing. Burns, hello, buddy. Burns says, could you use a cage around the GH5, something not too heavy, of course, to aid in balance and centering, probably overshooting for its use. You could definitely, as long as it was light enough, yeah, you could certainly use the cage. See so many great uses for it, and the questions are exploding in my brain. Well, there you go. It's definitely a brain explosion. It is fun. It really is fun. We first set it up here in the studio. I just ran it from one corner of the building to the other. That was great.
Yeah, and you did it 20 miles an hour, which was terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it has, I mentioned it in the video kind of briefly, but it has this digital brake. So the idea is that you position it where you want it to stop, and then you program the brake. You push, where'd the remote go?
It's gone.
It's gone, there it is. You push these buttons here. So there's a white end and a yellow end for the brake. You just push that once, that sets the braking point, and then it won't move beyond that point. It'll stop there. But it tells you if you have done an emergency stop that you need to recalibrate it. So it's not a GPS positioning. I'm assuming it's just calculated by number of rotations. And so if you do a hard stop, it's going to do a little bit of sliding, and that throws that off. So you do have to be careful of that. And that's what that's for.
Yep.
That's the actual physical brake. You put that, you saw in the video, you put that onto the wire, and it slides, but with a lot of friction.
Yeah, the one when you go ziplining in Costa Rica is a little bit bigger than this.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, Safwana had a question. It says, what is the V and the voltage after the input power? Do you think it's possible to run while it's charging? No, it's impossible to run while it's charging because you have to, first of all, you have to physically remove the battery.
Yeah.
Second, even if the battery was chargeable while it's in the unit, you would have to have a power cable the length of the entire unit. Okay, how long do you think we ran it for yesterday?
Let me see, it was on about an hour and a half. We ran, I don't know, probably 20 20 trips.
Maybe, yeah. And I ran some here in the studio before. So there's a way to check the battery on here from the remote. Will you double tap that? What was the?
And they don't say anywhere in there about.
Oh, it probably does. Hold on, let me check. There's a way to check the battery. There's a battery status on here for the remote. That's on now. Let me see. There's a way to check it. I forget what the. It's like a push a button 3 times while tapping your feet and saying a Hail Mary. Quick
Up, down, left, right.
Exactly.
Left, right,
that's what it was. That's what it was. Main unit, remote control, end stops, remote indicator, change mode. What is the battery? Sport mode. Sport mode is insane. It is so fast. Oh, here we go. Check battery status. To check the battery status, the main unit, hold the play button for 2 seconds. Oh, that's what it was. Hold it for 2 seconds. Okay, hold it. Okay, so it's showing me overhead. It's showing 2 battery spots left. So that's a lot. I mean, that's yeah. I would say the battery lasts a sufficient amount of time for.
You can get a day's use. I mean, like we said, we're not going to be using this for 8 hours straight.
Right, exactly. And also, the heavier the camera, it would be logical that the faster the battery is going to wear out. So if you're shooting with a GoPro, it's going to last a lot longer than with a GH5 on there. Yeah, that would make sense.
And if you're going up and downhill.
Right, exactly. Like we're doing the incline with the GH5, that's got to be a battery suck.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Indeed.
Makes sense. But it's super cool. Now he's got to find some actual legit use for it.
So that is why they use batteries from the 1980s.
For RC cars now.
Exactly.
What they use, that's exactly what I said when I first pulled it out. I'm like, this is like an old RC car type battery thing. You plug it out, it's got a proprietary connect. I mean, maybe it's not proprietary, but it's this. I mean, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Weird. But, you know, these are minor gripes. It is a very cool product.
Super fun.
It is super fun. I'm stoked about it.
I'm so glad you got this for me.
See, now that he's in the studio, it's like a big playroom in here. There's all kinds of stuff to.
A candy store in here.
It really is. It is like a candy store in here. I wish I had time to eat my candy. So
Except all your candy is all over the floor.
I know. I literally have candy all over the floor, and by candy I mean thousands of dollars worth of camera gear that's just sitting there that I need to show, use. Yeah.
Well, we can check the Wiral off the list.
We can check the Wiral off the list.
I've been bugging him for 2 weeks about this.
It's true. He has been.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome. But this is super fun. Super cool. At least has a replaceable battery. Burn Sec says, yes, this is not an iPhone. Correct, it does have a replaceable battery. I don't even know. So if you go to buy one right now, and just incidentally, I don't have any kind of discount code or affiliate relationship or anything like that. I realize I've actually asked them 3 times and I've never gotten an email back from them, which doesn't bode well for the tech support either. So that part of it does make me a little bit nervous. But if you go to their website now to buy one, I think it's $300 now, $50 off retail. What I got was the kit with the case, which can't be worth that much, but I paid $300 for this as an Indiegogo backer.
Does it say how long the cable is that you?
No, I looked that up. I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it. This thing is long, really long. But I don't know. And this is a really nice design, actually. This case is a very nice design. This real thing
is
a
little clicky thing there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So here, let's get let me go for a close up here. Let me get this a little bit wider. Probably should have done that before.
Or just like felt an earthquake on their computer.
I know. Sorry, guys. Here, I'm gonna make it even worse. Let's do that. There we go, and make sure that's focused. Okay. So this thing, to release it, you just push up, and that releases that, and it pops out. And now you have. Now I can just pull, and that spins out. And then when you want to crank it back in, you just crank it back in. And it's got this little guide here, so it's really easy to quickly pull it in. And to lock this, you simply squeeze the whole thing. You just line it up and squeeze it, and it locks in. So this is nicely designed, actually.
That's where it hooks.
And then that's the hook that attaches to the strap. So yeah, the strap is in here. And you saw in the video, the tightening anchor on the strap, it slips. Maybe that's by design. Maybe it's however many 100 newtons it's supposed to be. Maybe that's by design. Yeah. Although it doesn't seem to make sense to me. Why? Yeah. I don't know. I think that should lock.
The actual carabiner, and I was able to keep it tight.
Right. So
I feel like you want it tighter, especially if you're doing like the GH5.
Heavier camera.
Does the slack allow for a little bit of give, and so that it'll stop? I mean, there's more tests we need to do.
Right.
So.
And someone was commenting about if you could do, well, not if you could, but it'd be cool if you could curve. And while you couldn't curve on a horizontal plane, you could certainly do a loop down. So if you put the wire without too much tightness with a bit of slack, you could do a slight dip. I don't know if that's going to help anything, but you could.
Yeah.
I could see doing something over, let's say, a swimming pool, where you start up high and let it go down really close to the water and then come back up again. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you got here?
Anyway, anything else? Burns said, can you tell if the cable is a synthetic or metal rope? Let's take a look. There is. You can look in the end of it.
Synthetic super.
I'm going to say synthetic. So, okay, this is going to be a tough shot here. Here, so let me try to place this with you. I'm going to go tight on this and see if I can. Oh, yeah, you can see that.
Let's burn a part of it.
Let's burn a part of it. Let's not. Here we go. So the inside of it is white. I am guessing it's some kind of plastic. Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's plastic. I can cut. Oh, there we go. There you can kind of like see the fiber starting to pull apart. Yeah. So it's not stretchy. It doesn't feel stretchy at all. Anyway, I don't know if that was helpful in the slightest, but that's the wire that's on there. It's strong. I mean, it feels very strong, and it's kind of almost waxy. It's a nice smooth run. Obviously, you want it to be smooth for the wheel, but yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Burnsec, I hope this next version of this charges to a USB Type-C, preferably charged with a replaceable battery. Yeah, totally agreed. Yeah. Safwana Saba says, do you think it's safe to run it over people like wedding using like a crane? Absolutely. I would say way, way safer than drone. Yeah, this pin on here, so here, let's take another close-up look at that as well. Where? There we go. Touch the screen on there, will you? You kind of move it, like drag the little thing. That's what triggers it to focus. There we go. I think that's good. Yeah. So this little pin here, right, that snaps in, so the wire goes underneath that. So that's your safety security thing. I suppose you could you do another security? Maybe not. You know, anything else would get in the way. But that's the idea, and that does certainly feel like it's reliable. It's not, let's see, it goes in, so that pin goes into a hole quite far. It goes, oh yeah, like a full 3/4 of an inch. That's a good solid centimeter, I'd say, of push into the pin into the hole. So that's a really good grip. I don't think that's going anywhere. Yeah, I would feel total confidence in stringing this over people. Absolutely. Absolutely. Burns says, it looks like to be a coated nylon polyester, maybe. I'm no rope expert. Yeah, sounds good to me. Rita says, would you be able to use with live production gear, say maybe a DSLR with a wireless video transmitter to a Blackmagic ATEM? Okay, so if you want to do it live, we talked about doing a live thing in here with it. I can't do wireless. I'm not rigged up for that, so I would have to do wired, which of course means the wires have to be that long, which I actually do have, but there's no way I was about to redo everything for that.
We've got 3.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, listen, I've been known to do that.
Yeah, you have.
We got 5 minutes. That's plenty of time. Let's redo everything. With a wireless transmitter, sure, as long as it's under the weight limit. I think wireless transmitters get pretty heavy because remember, you get the power for that, everything. Anyway, but it says, there's a guideline in here. This is so funny. Here, look at this. There's this guideline of things like braking distance. If you're running horizontal and the camera weighs 0 to 500 grams, you have a braking distance of 4 meters. If you have the maximum incline or maximum decline and a 1,500 gram camera, it takes 9 meters to stop. So all these kind of interesting numbers, but it seems like who's going to actually read all this? It when it stops running into the tree, you found the right spot. Max incline. Oh, that's interesting. It says for 1,000 to 1,500 grams, max incline is 10 degrees. We definitely had more than 10 degree incline yesterday, and it worked just fine. So, well, there you go. So that worked. But it all says 1,500 as a max, so I'm assuming that is the max weight that it's rated for. But you know how those things work. That's what they say.
What were you looking at?
I was looking for the max weight, 1,500 grams. But if you put more than that on it, you might be at risk of burning out the motor. I don't know. Check their website, see what it says there. But yeah.
But I guess you could put like a Teradek transmitter on the top of that, right?
Sure. Yeah.
On the bottom. But now you're losing a little space, so you have to be mindful of that.
Right. You're not getting too close to the ground.
Technically, I think you could.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't exceed the weight maximum, you could absolutely go wireless broadcasting.
Yeah.
Why not?
What I think would be cool is if you had control of like the Osmo, you can't control the pitch and everything with a separate phone. But if you had a small enough Osmo or handheld thing you could put a phone on, you know me, I always like feuding with the phones, and then you could actually control the pan and tilt head.
Right. Oh, there's got to be a pan and tilt. I'm sure there's pan and tilt heads that you can control. I mean, like even the gimbal, your Ronin gimbal, you can do that from the phone. That's obviously big and heavy, but yeah, something small and light. Even if you're just putting a GoPro on it, but something that had a remote control gimbal head that you could move while it's sliding along.
I wonder if you could. I wonder if you could just put a phone on the gimbal and not connect it to the gimbal, connect this phone, separate phone, to the gimbal, and then control it from there. So you're recording on that phone, controlling on this. Ooh, why not? That's a fun test.
Huh.
Yeah.
You can do that while I'm in India.
I like it. And I'll put a nice what is it, moment lens on there, so
There you
you get
go.
a nice wide angle. With the anamorphic, I finally got the anamorphic
Oh, yes, you
moment
did.
lens. I have one issue with it. We'll talk about that at a later
Oh,
date.
go get that case that I got for you.
Oh,
The moment case,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, he got his moment lens. Our friends at, where's the my case? So you remember this camera bag that I showed you? Oh, that's him. This camera bag that I showed you guys a while ago. Okay, stop making so much noise. You're live, dude. And he muted his mic. The Street-O-Matic, what's the company called? Why am I? Cozy Speed, right? This Cozy Speed bag, really fun, nice little bag. They are making, it's not shipping it, but they're making a bag to hold your iPhone and Moment lenses. And since Sean just got his Moment gear along with his anamorphic lens, he has, I got a case for him from the company, so he's gonna play with that. We'll do a video on that to coincide with their actual launch of the case, but he's getting it so he can show it to you now. I have a feeling it was in his car. He's suddenly disappeared. Let's see here, what else is going on here? Burns Tech says, thank you for answering all my questions. You're welcome. I know it was shotgunning them at you. It's the best way. Hope you can do a long-term test and bring us your results, device, and product support. I'm going to keep playing with it, that's for sure. Serge says, just put a Wi-Fi PTZ camera on it. There you go. As long as a Wi-Fi PTZ camera with battery power. Remember, you got to have the battery power.
There we go.
Okay, so that's your little Moment kit, but where's the
that's
case?
right.
So this is the case. Here, we'll do a top down on this. So this is, here, can you pull that out of the way? Thanks. This is pretty slick. So this goes onto your belt, slips over the belt with a little snap security. Your phone can slide into there with the Moment case on it. He doesn't have a lens on it right now, but that lens could be on there. And then this opens up to give you access to all of your lenses. So this is a really, really cool little bag. So Sean's going to use it for a while. Like I said, we will do a full video around this when it's time for this to actually start shipping.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome to Cozy Speed for this. It's a beautiful little product. I saw the prototype of this a long time ago. It's awesome to actually see it in person now.
Yeah.
I don't even have any Moment gear, so that's why he got it instead of me.
Right.
But there you go. So isn't it fun being here? All
It
the
is
toys
super
you get?
fun. Yeah. Oh my God. Can't wait for him to leave.
Okay. Which, by the way, remember
segue.
Monday I go to India. I'm gone for 2 weeks, so no more live shows for a couple of weeks. But I will be releasing stuff. Not from well, maybe from the last trip to India. I've got a lot of editing to do, so I'm going to do some editing while I'm
No more
on this
live
trip.
shows from Joseph.
I'm unplugging everything. Speaking of which, I should shut it down. Give the gear a break. How show can you make it go? How slow can you make it go? Rigo says. Okay, so this has a measure of, it gave a speed measurement of like 0.2, well, it just says 0 to 0.7 meters per second.
Zero. That's as slow as you can go.
It's as slow as you can go, 0 to 0.7 meters per second in the normal mode, 0 to 9 meters per second in the sport mode. You could move it, time-lapse mode, it says it can do up to 0.01 meters per second. So I guess when you're in the time-lapse mode, it must really, this wheel must crank it very slowly. And the idea is that you crank it to get it to the speed you want. It's not a measured, program it in to take 3 minutes to get from A to B type of a thing. It is just how slow does it feel. So it's not going to be a super accurate time-lapse kind of calculation.
Right. And my thing with that is like, this is a long, we have no idea how long this is, but this is at least 100 feet. So 0.01 times 100 feet, how effing long
And
is
that's
it
in
gonna
meters, so now you really have to do math.
take? Right.
I do wish I knew how long this was.
Yeah.
That's,
Well,
anyway,
I'll do some
it's
research.
long.
But yeah, I mean, time lapse is, you still want it to be moving at a certain distance because 100 feet, that's going to take so long. Because you know, time
Well, if
lapse
it's
is
a really slow
from your
time
little
lapse.
tiny slider that you have.
right.
You know.
But imagine like a all day long time lapse.
Right.
Right. Across even just the length of the studio, recording all day long.
Right.
You know, you could have it moving super, super slow, take 8 hours, push them into
It
30
would not be
seconds.
boring at all.
No, not at all. Sean at his desk. Me at mine.
Right?
Occasional live show.
Indeed.
You need a
Occasional.
picture. Don't you need me to take a picture of you today?
Oh, that's right.
Don't forget. Okay, I think it's time to go. That's it. Let me see if we missed anything earlier, but I don't think so. I think we caught everything that went by. Cable tight enough, we saw that. And gyro, we talked about that. Hanging different cameras, cages. Yeah, I think we got it all. All right. Rodrigo says, I've been watching this product because I wanted to get this for my church to get an overcrowd shot from one side of the church to the other. Do you think that would work? Absolutely, it would work. No doubt about it.
100%.
Yep, for sure.
Cool. Would you go right down the center, looking down, or?
No matter what you want. You
Yeah.
can do it anything. Yeah.
And speaking of weddings, you know, you can do a top down of the people walking walking down the.
Oh, that would be cool. And like
Yeah.
a beautiful church wedding.
Yeah.
You get up high and you run it across. So you couldn't fly drone,
Could not.
but you
could. But you'd be an a-hole if you did that. I could just imagine.
Do you
Yeah.
take
This
this
is the
drone?
first time shooting weddings. Look at the shot I got. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be the last shot you
Yeah.
ever got.
Mother-in-law's wig flies off. That'd be.
Ouch. But that would be a great wedding tool, actually.
Absolutely.
Be very
Yeah,
cool.
especially if it's got a balcony. You're just like, oh man.
Yeah. Ooh. Now it almost makes me wish I shot weddings.
You know, it'd be interesting if you had like extra cables. You could actually be at a place where you could bring it back to you, put it on a different cable, shoot it over
Sure.
here. You know, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it takes mere seconds to take it off the cable and
Yeah.
pop it onto a new one. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you strung up multiple cables,
Yeah, and literally the setup is pretty darn quick. I
It
mean,
is.
you're up and running. How long did it take you to set up, even when shredding through the
oh, just
bramble?
a few minutes.
Yeah,
It's very
5 minutes, you're ready to go.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think it took just as long to set it up as it does to get the camera on there and get that all positioned, especially when you're looking at it sideways.
Right.
When you're using the GH5, but
Right.
cool.
Yeah, I
That's
love
all
that
got.
on the GoPro. When you flip the camera upside down, the whole interface just rotates for you.
Smart. Didn't used to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was my first one, the 7. All right. Let's see here. Anything else? That appears to be all there is. Rigo's just asking how long setup time is. Did you know that that's what he was asking?
No.
Oh, there you go.
But I felt like a question coming out of the. Maybe subliminally. I don't know.
Okay. And on that note, it's time to go. Hey, thanks a bunch, everybody. For those of you who are following along with the live training, I do have a live training later this afternoon. That is on, what am I have no idea what product I'm doing.
That's
Anyway,
that
there's a
app-
live training this
that
afternoon.
app thing.
That app thing. There's a live training I'm doing this afternoon. So, yeah, that's about that. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Burns Tech, greetings. I'm glad you enjoyed. Thank you. And I will be in India starting Monday. I will be doing Instagram stories like I did in Guatemala. I didn't do very much from there, but I'm going to do more in India because there's going to be more going on. In Guatemala, I was with the kids all day long. There wasn't really much to do stories on,
have fun.
but yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
stuff from India. Okay, cool.
Sweet.
All right, guys. See you next time.